They didn't want you to remember who you are. They preferred you dim, confused, endlessly questioning your purpose. But something in you keeps burning, a fire that won't go out, a knowing you can't unfeel. I reclaim my time and energy and space. Drop that in the comments if you feel it, and let others know what part of you is waking up. Welcome. Today we're going to reveal why those who've been marked by divine intelligence are being pushed, not gently, to rise. You are not here to fit in. You are not here to be palatable or soft around your edges. You've been chosen because your light is not only radiant, it is dangerous. Dangerous to illusions, dangerous to oppression, dangerous to the systems that rely on your silence. Let's get something straight. Being chosen doesn't mean being better, it means being burdened. With vision, with insight, with sensitivity, with the ability to see what others can't. You may have noticed that your life has never been normal. You're the black sheep, the outlier, the one who asks too many questions and feels too deeply. That's not weakness. That's initiation. From the moment you began waking up to this reality, tests came for you. People tried to shrink you. Environments tried to numb you. You were sent into jobs, families, schools that could never hold your energy. Because that energy wasn't meant to be contained. It was meant to break structures. Chosen ones are often born into the very systems they came to transform. And it feels like a curse until you realize it's training. There's a reason you keep feeling out of place in this world. It's not because you're broken. It's because you were born to bring through a frequency that hasn't existed here yet. Your visions, your dreams, they're not fantasies, they're downloads. And the more you try to suppress them to be practical, the more your soul aches. The dangerous light inside you can't be dimmed, but it can be ignored, and that's the real tragedy. Most chosen ones get lost in survival mode. They become overthinkers, people-pleasers, high achievers, anything to quiet the thunder inside them. But nothing external will ever satisfy a soul that knows it's being called into greatness. You are being called into confrontation, with fear, with programming, with every lie you've been taught about who you're allowed to be. You're not here to play nice. You're not here to be realistic. You're here to remember. And remembering is dangerous to a world built on forgetting. Your life has likely been full of strange synchronicities, people showing up at the perfect time, vivid dreams, inner knowing, gut instincts that turn out to be true. These are not coincidences. This is your system coming online. You were built to navigate dimensions, to feel frequencies, to decode reality in ways others can't. But with that power comes responsibility. You cannot awaken and continue to live unconsciously. Your words, your focus, your emotions, they manifest rapidly now. This is part of your initiation. Your mind is no longer just reacting to the world, it's shaping it. And that's exactly why your programming had to be so heavy. Because if you truly realized what you are, the effect you have, you'd never again let fear, doubt, or guilt lead your life. The moment you step into alignment with your light, false realities begin to crumble. You become magnetic, unstoppable, fully sovereign, and that makes you a threat. So if you've ever wondered why it felt like life was harder for you than others, it's not punishment, it's preparation. The chosen ones are often forged in pressure. You were never meant to coast. You were meant to be carved, piece by piece, into something unshakable. Every betrayal, every isolation, every collapse, it wasn't random, it was spiritual refinement. The divine doesn't place untested vessels in powerful positions. You had to be broken down, not to destroy you, but to remove what was never truly yours. You see, when you're chosen, even your setbacks carry coded upgrades. What felt like failure was actually divine detour. What felt like abandonment was sacred redirection. You weren't being cast out. You were being pulled away from everything not meant to survive your rise. That's why some people left. That's why certain doors slammed shut. And that's why you didn't fit in places you once begged to be accepted. Because your soul was never meant to play small. You're here to disturb the slumbering, not to lull yourself back to sleep. You're here to bring light into places that have forgotten it. But let's get brutally honest for a second. Your power, as real and raw as it is, has been dormant. Why? Because chosen ones often live in hiding, not in caves, but in conformity. Not because they lack strength, but because they feel too much. You felt their judgment before they spoke it. You anticipated the rejection before you even shined. And so, you edited yourself, softened your truths, dumbed down your insights, all to fit a version of yourself that would be more acceptable. But the time for acceptability is over. You're not here to be digestible, you're here to be undeniable. You're not here to be liked. You're here to be remembered, not for who you pretended to be, but for the fire you carried, for the light you dared to burn at full intensity. This world is shifting, and the chosen are being activated, globally, silently, powerfully. That nagging feeling inside you, the one telling you it's time to step forward, it's real. The pain of stagnation will only intensify the longer you ignore your calling. And let me be clear, your calling isn't a job title or a platform. It's an energy, a frequency, a way of being that forces others to remember who they are. Your presence is disruptive, not because it's offensive, but because it's honest. When a chosen one walks into a room fully embodied, the masks others wear begin to itch. That's the cost of truth. It exposes everything false. So let this sink in. If you've ever felt like your very existence makes people uncomfortable, good. That's your power working, because the time has come to unlearn invisibility, to stop muting your essence for comfort, to stop doubting your knowing for validation. You don't need anyone's permission to become who you already are. You were designed for intensity. You were wired for vision. You didn't come here to be normal. You came to be a revolution in motion. And it's not too late. You didn't miss your moment. This is your moment. Now let's take it deeper. The chosen ones walk through life with a strange sense of difference from childhood. You may not have had the words back then, but your spirit recognized truth early. You could sense lies behind smiles, feel fear behind authority, notice manipulation in love. That sensitivity wasn't weakness, it was signal, spiritual radar. But no one told you that, did they? So instead, you were called too sensitive, too intense. You were taught to numb it, ignore it, mask it. You were taught to betray your original coding just to be included in systems that weren't even meant for your frequency. But here's what they never told you. Sensitivity is a superpower. It's how you read the room before you enter it. It's how you feel what's being hidden behind polite words. It's how you see through the veil, and that's dangerous, to the false world. Because you weren't born into this system to maintain it. You were born into this system to dismantle it. And that's exactly why your journey felt like exile. Because when truth walks into illusion, illusion panics. But hear this, your exile was the exact thing that preserved your power. Had you fit in too easily, had you been fully accepted by the herd, you would have forgotten your edge, you would have dulled your sight, you would have confused safety with slavery. That deep loneliness you felt, that inner voice that said, "This can't be all there is," that wasn't delusion. It was divine remembrance, a sacred whisper that your soul refused to let go of. Because no matter how deep into the matrix you went, you never lost the map back home, and now the map is unfolding. Chosen ones go through what looks like destruction before awakening because their roots must grow beneath illusions. They must learn to stand without applause, without approval, without external proof. Why? Because they're being built to walk into storms, carrying nothing but inner light. Let that sink in. This is why life didn't coddle you. This is why the cycles repeated until you broke the script. This is why comfort became your enemy. Because comfort is where chosen ones forget their hunger. And now the world is starving for what you carry. Authenticity, frequency, leadership through embodiment, not more noise, but energetic clarity. You were never too much. You were never too deep, too fast, too intense, too direct. You were too true for a false world, and now that world is collapsing. And when it does, guess who steps in to rebuild? The ones who never fit the mold, the ones who never sold their soul for belonging. the ones who chose to remember, even when it cost them everything. That's you, so if you're waiting for a sign, this is it. You don't awaken your dangerous light by force. You awaken it by finally allowing yourself to be who you were before the world told you otherwise. And that starts now, right here, with your decision to stop hiding what was always holy. You didn't come to Earth to be liked. You came to Earth to light it up. This world doesn't need more noise. It needs more remembrance. And you, chosen one, are a vessel of that remembrance. But here's the paradox. Your power was never lost. It was only buried. Beneath the shame, beneath the programming, beneath the endless conditioning that told you to dim, to shrink, to obey, to survive. And now that illusion is burning away. Because survival is not your mission, ascension is. You weren't made to echo old scripts. You came to write new ones. But how? Not by trying harder, not by hustling for approval. You reclaim your power by removing the masks, the roles you never chose, and letting the divine fire underneath speak. And when it speaks, it won't ask permission. It will disrupt everything that was fake about you. It will ignite everything that was dormant within you. It will offend every room that depended on your silence, and it will remind every soul that forgot their own light. This is the truth. When a chosen one awakens, systems collapse. Because every awakened soul is a frequency bomb dropped in the matrix. Every word you speak in alignment is an earthquake in illusion. Every boundary you set in truth is a crack in the old spell. So what does it really mean to awaken your dangerous light? It means you stop performing for people who never saw your soul. It means you stop leaking your energy to systems that never valued your essence. It means you walk away from circles that never earned your loyalty. And it means you start acting like you're already who you were born to be. No begging, no explaining, no negotiating, just embodiment. You are not here to chase validation. You are here to emit vibration. You are not here to be manageable. You are here to be unforgettable. You are not here to copy. You are here to awaken. So many chosen ones wait for the right moment, the right teacher, the right proof to finally give themselves permission. But that moment never comes until you create it. Until you realize no one is coming to activate you. Because you are the activation. You are the portal, the mirror, the initiator, the disruptor. You are the very thing the world is waiting for. That is the dangerous light. Not the one that pleases, but the one that pierces. Not the one that conforms, but the one that creates. Not the one that hides, but the one that heals by being seen. So now ask yourself, what are you still pretending not to know? What identity are you still protecting that's blocking your evolution? Because the moment you release that false self, your real life begins. Not the one built on fear, but the one powered by divine audacity. And if it makes others uncomfortable, good. That's how you know it's working. The truth is, chosen ones don't play small. They don't wait. They don't fit in. They initiate timelines. And you, yes you, are the walking edge of destiny. Now go be that, fully, loudly, dangerously, because when you rise, the world remembers.